And without further ado, we're gonna be talking about Capricorn. And a lot of times, Capricorn is a type of sign that a lot of people don't truly understand them. See, a lot of time people look at Capricorn and they're like, oh, why is this person always serious? And a lot of you may feel like, damn, you may feel like you are oftentimes getting into arguments when you deal with Capricorn in fights. But welcome, James Hudson. Welcome. Glad to see you. And the thing about it is, have you guys ever argued with a Capricorn over it just suddenly just happens over the tiniest little things. The tiniest little things is oftentimes it turns into a war, or it could turn into a war, World War III. And I'm gonna break it down to you guys why Capricorns always make a big deal out of the smallest things, and what does it really mean when they do it. Because when it comes to the opposite, okay, when it comes to a Cancer, for example, everybody knows that Cancer is considered the mother, the nurturer. And when everybody looks at Capricorn as being the father. And see, the thing about it is, where a father is supposed to have wisdom and a person that you will go to find answers. But when you're dealing with a Capricorn, they will gaslight you with these little small things that they bring up, because what they're trying to do is to see what you're really made of. See, they're not really the type of sign to just fall for the first impression. So if you do something that they don't like, they instantly gonna try to take control of the situation. So let's look at this, for example. Let's say you on Snapchat. For those of you that like to use Snapchat, and you guys know how Snapchat, when you like having a conversation with somebody, and it's like you guys are maybe already friends, and you guys start to send each other a photo of each other. Okay. Now let's say you and this Capricorn, y'all been, y'all hit it off real well in a different place, Snapchat. Okay. Now, once you're on the Snapchat, you guys start exchanging photos, even if it was the Capricorn's idea to say, hey, send me a pic and I'll give you a pic, right? Now, you screenshot the pic because you like what you see, or hey, it's your friend. You feel like, hey, I'm going to put it on their contact list. No type of creep or cringe or any type of like bad, ill will motive behind screenshotting. But I guarantee you, the Capricorn is going to make a big deal out of the fact that you screenshotted her photos. Because why? She just wants to have a lecture moment of telling you why it is, how she feels. But she does it in a manipulative, deceptive way by hashing something that's small, that means nothing, into a. And this is all a test to see how you react. Are you going to fold, or are you going to get, are you going to fold, or are you going to laugh it off and brush it off? And you're going to always be tested when you're dealing with a Capricorn. So they do these little things on purpose, because to them it's all about their image. See, they're very focused on how they look, and they hate to feel stupid. They hate to be made a fool of, to look dumb behind any situation. And it's those subtle things. It's like, oh, if you like I said, screenshot her photo, or you do something that's normal to you that means nothing, a Capricorn will hash on that and harp on that, to where they'll make that small thing, they'll magnify that small thing, and it's so annoying to those of you that may feel mature, may feel above the pettiness and like stuff that is like not just nonsense. They will do that to test you, and just to gaslight you with that little thing, just to see, oh, how you react. And that's going to determine whether they respect you based on, because this is the thing, they want to love you, they want to rock with you, but you have to give them a reason why. See, you have to give a Capricorn a reason why they should rock with you. So they test you, is when they go through these little tests to test you to see what you're going to do in the situation, to determine if they can trust you. Because that's the thing, why they're doing this in the first place. They have trust issues. So they go about it indirectly. So the next time you're dealing with a Capricorn and let's say you step on their shoe, you do something that's just tiny, just not even a big deal to you. You chew a piece of gum and hey, you pop the gum or something like that. And they just start to tell you a whole lecture about the gum popping and hey, my uncle Elroy used to do that and it's just so annoying, irritates the hell out of me, and you know, they're just getting on your case about it. I'm gonna tell you how to handle it. Do not match their energy. Do not do this, because if you match their energy, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna create a huge reaction. It's gonna be a blow up that it's just like blowing up a balloon. If you blow a balloon too much, what's gonna happen? It's gonna bust, right? So it's like if you just end up giving it, if you match the energy of how it's coming at you and it's coming raw, uncut, it's coming, you know what I'm saying? It's coming to a point where you feel that it can get, that a fight can jump off. It's gonna happen, but you gotta understand is that the Capricorn knows what they're doing. They're being very calculative when they do this. So when they come straight at you with that nonsense over that small petty thing, they already prepared to fight. If that's if that's how you take it. If you take it personal, they're gonna be ready to fight you over that thing. But that's going to give them the satisfaction that, oh, this is why I didn't trust him in the first place. See that? Because they always take things very seriously because of Saturn. Saturn is all about learning lessons. So every time they're in a situation where they test you, depending on how you perform, they make a judgment call mentally that, okay, I can respect this person because I just gave them the heat. Hey, I just, you know what I'm saying, I gaslighted this person and they didn't get mad. So they'll respect you for the simple fact that you didn't allow them to suck you into some drama. So even if you're so annoyed, even if you're so damn irritated at your Capricorn friend, mate, or somebody you know, do not match their energy. Do not get upset. Laugh it off and let it roll off. Like just a finger roll. Just let it roll off like a fruit roll up. And I guarantee you that Capricorn will see that, oh, this person is unbothered with what I'm saying to them. So, hey, they'll feel like they can trust you because they've tested you. See? And you got to know when you being tested because, like I said, Capricorn is in it for the long game. And they are very, very slick when they do this. And this is why you oftentimes forget that they're the sea goat and not just the goat. See? The sea goat has a tail. It has a fish tail. So there's always something fishy about Capricorns, and I just told you guys what it is. Because oftentimes, if you look at somebody that really wants to get to the end point, why is it that when a Capricorn reaches their goal, they want to start nitpicking? But during the process of them climbing, they didn't say nothing to you. You assume that everything was all good until they got what they wanted, is when they start to harp on things. See? Because they don't want to feel like that you put them on. Even if you got the Capricorn the job they wanted, even if you was working a job and they was jobless and you was like, yo, I could talk to my boss and get you a job here. You better not tell that Capricorn, oh yeah, man, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have that job. Because that's gonna start a fight. Because they don't want you. They don't want to feel like, oh, they don't want to feel boxed in like, oh, you got the leverage over them because you gave them something. So just let the Capricorn think that they doing something. Just let them think that they the ones that started it. Let them think that, oh man, hey, they got the job themselves. Because in the end, when it's all said and done, they get in trouble, they get rolled up, they get, disciplinary action, they get fired from that job. They're gonna remember you and be like, yeah, man, damn, I really messed that job that such gave me. So you don't have to reassure or confirm that, oh yeah, Capricorn, haven't I not looked out for you? You don't have to do that. So just keep that. Don't do those things, because that little stuff that you do and say will get a reaction out of a Capricorn. because they're a cardinal sign, so they will initiate a fight. They will initiate some type of just something that just so something, like I said, magnifying something that's just so damn small that you can, hey, that even an ant would even trip about. See, it's something a little small, little tiny little pebble piece, a piece of crumb on the damn floor where even an ant would just walk by it. A Capricorn would magnify that small thing and make it into something so big, just to see how you react, just to make a judgment call, just to see if they can trust you, or it's all about whether they can trust you or respect you, based on how you react to whatever it is that they're testing you with. Let's see, James Wilson, welcome to the live, said he effed up and dated a Gemini. She completely changed. That's the thing. Like, a Gemini. Okay, so when you're dealing with the twins, okay, so this is how you got to look at a Gemini. I'm gonna do a video about breaking it down regarding a Gemini, okay? Because everybody that's doing astrology, they don't understand what a Gemini and the twins actually mean and what they're currently doing. Because a Gemini is somebody that contradicts themselves. So when we look at remember the show Catfish, where, you know, you go on a date and next thing you know, the person posts a photo that's not them. That is typical Gemini behavior. So if they can keep you hooked on that picture or how it looks, let's say they had on something sexy, if they can keep your attention locked on that picture, then they can actually switch phones and actually be somebody that's acting like that person on that picture. See, but little do you know that they're probably never going to meet you. See, but that's how Gemini will string you along and put you into a voice box. Because this is the thing, when you dealing with an air sign such as Gemini, they don't stop talking. They don't stop. So even if you guys get into a heated argument or any type of thing, they want full control over your emotions. They want full control over you. Gemini wants to dominate you. When you look at the you know, in the flick scene, or like the hub, you know, and those type of you know, adult content, you oftentimes, you know, will see somebody hey, they got a section for dominatrix. That would be a typical Gemini. See, somebody that wants to be that, and this is how they sneak it in. I'm gonna tell you, one twin is more evil than the other. So when we say Pisces, we say we're talking about a dual sign, okay? And when it comes to duality, you got one fish going up to the upstream, you got one fish going down to the downstream. So what's happening here is that the fish is connected to the rod, you know, a tiny little cord that's holding each fish together to where one cannot separate from the other. So when it comes to Pisces, that both of the fish are not going to escape each other. They stay together, and that's all about the soul. That's all about merging. See, two becoming one. Now the problem with Gemini is two twins at the same damn time. See, so you're dealing with somebody that's looking at a situation where they're agreeing to doing something, and at the same time they're not agreeing to something. So what they would say is that, you know, you got somebody that will flip and twist your words as you talk. If you're texting them, they can twist words around and scramble them to make you confused or make you agree to something that you didn't agree to. See, because they know how to sneak little things in communication to sound like they're on your side, but they're really against you. See, they could pretend like they're really into the conversation that you guys are having. Let's say you guys talking about adult content, and let's say you start going into the, you know, the ditties or the freaky Fridays, like the freaky conversation. A Gemini can be a smooth operator. They could be talking all, you know, like they really into that freaky type of conversation. But then the twin, the dark side, that the other twin, like I said, is more evil than the twin that, you know what I'm saying? So it's two twins and one is more evil. So the other one was that is more, you put it like this, not to confuse anybody. One twin is curious. See, one twin is very curious. So even if they would like to try something that's freaky, they will still play with that. But at the same time, the other twin will sneak something in that's evil into the equation to see how far you will go with it. So it's like, if they start to be, if they're curious, how Geminis operate is that when they're curious, they want to observe. See, they want to observe first. So think of somebody that's let's say two teenagers are playing jump rope, and let's look at a game for the women out there that used to play double dutch, and you see how both of the ropes are swinging, you're swinging in a rhythm, like, you know what I'm saying, you see the rope swinging, but you see how you got to observe, you got to wait before you jump into that rope in order to actually jump rope into the double dutch game. You can't just walk through there and you'll get hit with the rope. You'll mess up the whole process. That's how Gemini, they're very highly curious. They'll almost try anything that you can think of, from the best situation to the worst situation. They'll try it, and they're very, very curious. So they'll do anything, anything you can think of, any type of like nasty, freaky, like just blow out of this world, just crazy, right? Look at Jeffrey Dahmer. If you think I'm lying, they'll do anything, they'll at least try it. But at the same time, they want to see if they can control you with it. They're going to observe until they see a sign that, okay, if I do this thing, I want to make sure I have the reels in my hands. I want to make sure that I have full control before I jump into the situation. And that's that other twin operating. The other twin is always trying to see how far you will go with it. See, that's constantly baiting you into submission, because once a Gemini feels that they can control you and that, oh, they're going to make you their bitch. Oh, now they're going to have full access, and now you're going to really see the demonism within a Gemini. But we ain't talking about Gemini. We're talking about Capricorn. Let me see. Shout out to Emperors. Welcome to the last. I used to think that Pisces could really be. Oh no, he said, yeah. You said Pisces could be really good friends. They understood Pisces because both have two sides. But I was so wrong. My sister a Gemini and she is a demon. That's what I said. That's why I said with the demonism is that you really will see once a Gemini feels like they have full control over you in a situation. Because I'm going to tell you, even if they're very, very curious, they're not going to do something until they feel that the time is right. See, and this is pretty much when they do something, it's not all about the act. See, it's about how far you'll go with it. So what Geminis often like to do is they like to see you do something that's bad, but then they'll start acting as if they're cool with it. So like, let's say you try something you never tried before, and a Gemini, you know, maybe they have tried it, maybe not, but Gemini is the type of person where let's say you are tempted with something. Let's say you never done something for the first time, and all of a sudden the Gemini is like, oh yeah, I want to try it too, but I want you to try it first. And next thing you know, you do it first, and then a Gemini sees like, okay, they'll look and observe how you went about it. And then once they realize that, okay, you seeing how far you will go with the situation, now they want to participate. See, but they're only going to participate if they have control over you. So they have to make you do something that you don't want to do. See, they want to see that, okay, you will go over here and, you know, you will smoke up everything at this party or whatever it is that they have to offer, but they're not going to try it with you until they see that, oh, how far you will go with it. Because then once they butts jump in that situation, they're going to have you doing all kind of stuff. See, trying to tell you what to do, influencing you to do something that they know you would never do. So that's why you got to be careful even having Gemini friends, because they can actually be fake, super fake, where they can offer you bad advice. They can, you know, trick you into doing things and accepting things that are not going to work in your favor. but they already saw it already. That's the where I'm getting at. They already saw the fact that, oh, this situation is not gonna work in your best favor. But I'm gonna make it sound good. I'm gonna hype it up and make it sound exciting, so that way you stay interested. Because why? You're focused on that one thing. See, whether it was the picture, whether it was the moment, that's how they get you. They will say, because this is the thing. Even when you're dealing with an Aries, they do the same thing. They blurt out things that are awful. They might blurt out something that's just ridiculous, just to see your reaction. So a lot of times that's the same thing a Gemini would do. They would test you by saying things, when it comes to the shock factor. They'll say something crazy, like, something they want to try, just to see if you will do it. See, that's the thing. They might not have no interest in that, but they'll say it in such a way that makes you think that they done it already, or that it's okay. See how tricky that is, to where they can make a bad thing sound good. See, that's what we talk about, the demonism. Like, they can make something that they can put it like this. They can mention a threesome and make it sound like it's just like a walk in the park. They'll be, oh, I've done that before. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, do you ever? And they'll ask you questions based off of that same thing they're trying to butter you up with, just to deceive you. The other twin is calculative. The other twin is seeing how far you'll go with it. Because listen, if you are influenced, think of a person that is under the influence. Are they really in their right mind at that point? No. Because why? The alcohol has taken over that person's thought process, and their reasoning, and they're just the whole whatever comes with a person when they protect themselves. You're not gonna be in your right mind. So that's how Gemini is. They'll talk you into something that they know is not gonna work in your favor. That's what Jeffrey Dahmer did. Jeffrey Dahmer, he told those boys that hey, come take some pictures with me and I'll pay you. See? And those boys, they got hooked on they got hooked on that money. They got hooked on that $50. They felt he made it sound so good that it was almost like, damn, he giving away free money. See? So those dudes got sucked into the trap. They got sucked into agreeing with him and coming over to his place. And little did they know, they didn't know that they was never gonna see tomorrow. They didn't know that he was gonna, eat them and do what he did to those boys. They didn't see that coming, because the Gemini didn't allow them to. See? So you got a Gemini that's constantly talking, asking you questions, being curious, observing the situation. And it's never about the situation. It's all about controlling you. See? They use the situation to suck you in. So if they say, come with me to a party, I have a party that I'm going to, and it's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be lit. Such is going to be there. Drake is going to be there. And they'll suck you in with that story. But they're not telling you that we're going to be doing Molly on the way there, that we're going to be getting effed up. And she going to make it seem like, oh, it's nothing wrong with that. I tried Molly before. It didn't do nothing with me. I just had a fast heart rate. And then all of a sudden, you buy into her story. Because why? The twin snuck that it's okay. See? She already had you controlled because she made it sound good and you fell for the bait. See that? You cannot trust Gemini is where I'm getting at with this. And anybody watching that's a Gemini, hey, I'm sorry I had to tell the truth. And hey, if the shoe don't fit, then don't wear it. Then I guess, unplug from the Pisces Plug TV. That's all I can say about it. But no, for real, like, you cannot trust a Gemini by what they say. Because anything that they tell you, guess what? Guess what the secret is? They may have never tried it themselves. They just were talking. See? And then seeing if you will buy into the story or become curious to try it. See? That's what excites a Gemini. They get excited off the mere fact that you will do it. And they was just bullshitting the whole time. They was just lying, making up something. But once they see like, oh, you was really gonna do it? Oh hell. Then that's that twin saying, okay, we could use him. He willing to do, look how far he was willing to go. So then she get the idea where she'll try to switch the roles around. She'll try to flip the script. She'll try to do something. The hidden agenda will come out of left field to where she can get on a whole control dynamic type of life. Like I say, she can come at you and flip it to where now that she see that you will do something that's like degrading yourself. You know, let's say you do something that's very degrading, and she see that, then that can just have her use you for something else, or what she really had in store for you. But she couldn't just come out and say that because she would have lost you. See that? So she had to see with something else, because that's the thing with Gemini. Their mind is constantly going. They're always trying to think ahead. They're always trying to come up with something that is ahead of somebody else's thought process or somebody else's, mind frame. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, going back to Capricorn, how do you guys know that when it comes to Saturn, when we look at Capricorn, it's all about structure. Okay, as you guys know, when construction workers, when they work on, buildings and, the structure that actually holds the building up, right, before they add the blocks, before they actually build it, the foundation, that's what Capricorn, they are here to shake the foundations. They're here to dismantle anything that's out of place. So let's say a building that starts off with the construction workers, they start building a structure, right? If it's lopsided, it starts to lean too much towards the left or too much to the right, they're going to tear it down, right, and rebuild it. That's what Capricorns do. So how you know this to be true? Well, guess what? And let me tell you something. Let me add one more little cherry onto the ice cream to make it a sundae. When it comes to that small little thing that they noticed, that means nothing, because the building looks like it's a little bit too much to the left and it's supposed to be straight. You're gonna knock down the whole foundation because of that small little thing. Just because it looks like it's a little too much to the left, you're gonna knock down that whole huge structure. You willing to sacrifice the friendship over it. You willing to sacrifice the marriage over it. This is why I'm trying to tell you guys, when you look at Capricorn, you are looking at the devil. It ain't no other way, because listen, why would somebody be so freaking petty to look at that small little inkling little thing in order to sacrifice it all? So what does that say? They'll do anything to sacrifice. They'll sacrifice anything for control. See? To allow things to go their way. Why? Because they're the GOAT. They're climbing up to the top. A Capricorn don't want no mistakes climbing the top. The last thing they want to happen is they get to the top and somebody betrays them, makes them look dumb, plays them along the way. And let me tell y'all something. Martin Luther King was a Capricorn, right? Didn't he shake the foundations? Didn't he stand up where everything was structured already? It was that one little thing where he said, where, one person, I can't mention that type of those words on this live because of the policies, but you guys catch my drift. What he stood for, that one little thing. He made a big deal out of that one little thing, and it ended up changing the whole world. See that? And so did Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks would not get out of her. She would not give up that seat. Wouldn't have been, it was the whole thing happened over nothing. She was willing to sacrifice her life for that seat on that bus. She already prepared herself and reserved herself to fight for it. But if you really look at it from afar and change your perspective, it was never about the seat. See that? She was testing the structure of the world to make a change, and then she stood for it. But and tried to make a lecture moment out of it. Of that, hey, No matter what I am, I have a place to seat. I could sit here. You see that? And that's how Capricorns is. They're here to shake the foundations. That's why you wonder why a job, get a job closes down. And it could be because of the Capricorn. See, and I tell people this is that, ask yourself in the comments, do you feel that Rosa Parks not giving up her seat was the right thing to do? Did you see the lecture moment happen exactly after that? That she was willing to sacrifice everything for that to happen, to take place, to make a change? Because she's a cardinal sign, that's what they do. They initiate. See? And they're aggressive. They will fight. It's a sign that comes off all chill and calm at first, because you read into them being reserved, and you twist that into thinking that, oh, this person is not out to get me. They don't come off like that fighting type. That's the thing. They're reserved. They hide it. See, the military don't always just, come out and with the guns blazing unless there's a war, unless they have a reason to. That's the same way Capricorn thinks. Capricorn thinks that, hey, give me a reason why I should be your friend. Give me a reason why I should be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Give me a reason why I should marry you. And they're going to test you with the smallest little things to see how you react. And all I'm telling you as a result is the fact that you're dealing with somebody that has to feel like they're in control. Them testing you with that small thing that means nothing, that's because they feel something. They feel some type of way about how you're moving. So if they feel like they're being controlled, or they feel like they don't want to look dumb, then they're going to come and bring that to you to see what you do with it. So yeah, it could be the mere fact that they may be projecting onto you those insecurities. But it also could mean that they're trying to change whatever is currently happening. Because listen, if you pursue a situation, that means that you already know what you want, right? And that means that if you're the type of person that goes after what you want, it's for the opposing situation to submit, to allow you to get what you want, right? It allows you to that other thing that you're going for, it has to agree with what you want, right? It's not like you go to school, you take the classes in order to pass those courses to get your degree. Without those courses, you will not get your degree, right? So that's the same thing when you come into a situation where you know what you want. Guess who's going to stop you at that door? A Capricorn. Because they're going to slow you down, because they're calculative. They're going to slow you down, and they're going to mention those little small things of, hey, your haircut, why aren't you getting a haircut? Little small things to see your temperament, to check your temperature. And the whole time you don't even know you're being tested. That is so sickening to my stomach, you guys. It just makes me want to barf just by the mere fact that you got somebody that is very just very slick of how they go about doing stuff. They don't show you their cards, see? And then all of a sudden you trust them, you do for them, you put them on, and then they do you like this, where they just call out something small just to create a fight. And people end up oftentimes getting into fights with Capricorns because of this, and they don't know why. They're like, damn, why did you just get on my case about me leaving my soda on your table? Why did you get on my case by not me not taking my shoes off at the front door? You made a huge big deal about that. And hey, maybe you wasn't in the mood to have that Capricorn even jump on your case about it. Because how it happens is, once Capricorn addresses that small thing about you not taking your shoes off at the front door in their home, right? Once they mention that and they magnify that little small thing, they create a lecture, a Martin Luther King lecture about it. So this is somebody that, for example, oh, you didn't take your shoes off at my front door. I don't let people come in my house wearing their shoes because you track whatever's outside into my living room. And this is why I put plastic on my furniture, because I don't want y'all dirty, dusty, such and such ASS is on my couch ruining my furniture because I paid $1,000 and I bought it from Get It Now, and I caught their sale. They go on and on and on and on, and it's almost like they got a land full of just proximity mines that just lined up just to catch you off guard, and just to create a fight, just to justify the fact that, oh, I didn't trust you in the first place. That's evil. See, why have a person go through string them along and go through all of that? You could have just said you didn't trust me. You could have just said, hey man, I don't want you in my house because you don't take your shoes off. And if you don't want to take your shoes off my front door, just don't come to my house if you're not gonna follow my rules. As simple as that. But no, that's not what you're gonna get with a Capricorn. And see, it's all about their reputation and their image. Like I said, they hate looking dumb, and like I said, if they feel played, all of a sudden, it could be something tiny that they could feel played about. See, and that's why they get along with Scorpio, because they both had those type of conversations with one another concerning slights. Oh man, you see how they looked at me? Oh, you seen how they did this to me? Or hey, they said it this way and woo. And it's like, dang, haven't you just thought about, hey, you just gotta stop, man. You gotta let go. Stop trying to be controlling. Nobody is taking you for a fool. You're taking yourself for a fool by harping on something and magnifying something small. Also, guys, I got a video that I just did to break down more of this, or what I was talking about, for those of you that want to know more about it. So I'm gonna be talking about Gemini next, and any other types of videos. I'm gonna be dropping multiple videos every day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get the membership, so that way you could join and get the membership shout outs and whatnot. And like I say, those videos are different, and I'll be having those on Discord. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace out.